Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I want to talk about Determined. Now, watching the gameplay in the background, you might be like, did I just time travel back to Season 11? If you didn't play last season, Determined was a new talent that was added to the loot pool in which snipers had the ability to hit a headshot, and then from there on out, they could chain body shots that would count as headshots and keep that chain going. This paired super well with new gear that was added, and it was a lot of fun for the few weeks that it lasted. That was until the devs decided to change the functionality so that after a single headshot, you could get then one body shot that counted as a headshot, but then that reset the entire cycle and you would have to do it again. This basically killed a lot of the very potent and fun builds that people had put together with it. Well, it's back. I don't know how many people realize this, but with Year 5 Season 1, it was kind of buried in the patch notes. They said that they would be basically reverting Determined back to its old functionality that it had in Season 11. And I got a comment the other day of somebody expressing their frustration about that build setup being gone because they liked it so much back in Season 11. So I realized maybe people don't actually realize that this is back. Determined is back. So I just wanted to put together this quick video, show you guys a very basic setup that I used with it last season and just show you how it works now so that you can take it, run with it, create your own ideas and builds from it, and just give you a quick demonstration of how Determined works. So let's get into it. If you end up enjoying the video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and be sure to click that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with further builds and breakdowns like these. Without further ado, let's get into this. Alright, so this is the build and setup that you are seeing in the gameplay. Again, this is a super basic way to set up Determined. I think this was probably the most popular one last season. It's what I used, and it's certainly not the only way you can do it, but it does kind of exemplify what makes this particular setup so strong. So let's get into how it works. The star of the show here is the White Death that I'm using for my primary. This is the named M44 sniper that comes with higher than normal headshot damage, which works perfectly with this build that is all about landing headshot damage on the body. And the talent here, Determined, is again the main functionality of this build. So you just need to farm it, get it saved to your library, and then you can roll it onto this gun, or you can get one to drop with it, and you'll have it working. It says after killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed will be a guaranteed headshot. The latter part of that talent text, I believe, is now invalid because they have changed it to where it is working like it did in Season 11. But regardless, that's what you've got there. The secondary sidearm, totally up to you. Then we've got the hotshot gear set, which again was added in Season 11, and it pairs with this whole deal really well. For the two-piece, you get 30% marksman rifle damage and weapon handling, which is crazy. Three-piece, 30% headshot damage, so you can already see how that's going to work super well. And the talent is basically for each consecutive headshot that you get bonuses like additional increased headshot damage, armor, and bonus armor if you're at your max, and refilling the magazine. So if you hit endless headshots and you never miss, you're never going to have to reload either, and that just plays into the entire synergy here super well. So I've got 4 pieces of that across my build, and on each of them I have weapon damage, headshot damage rolled, and then headshot damage mods on all of these pieces. So 4 pieces of hotshot to get that. For the chest piece then, we have the perfect perfect headhunter, which is on the chain killer, Walker, and Harris chest piece. This gives us 5% weapon damage for the brand. On here we have weapon damage, headshot damage, a crit chance rolled again with a headshot damage mod, and Headhunter, again, just works super well with all of this. Whenever you get a headshot, you then get the huge amount of extra amplified damage for your next shot landed, and this works, you know, the exact same way with Determined, where you can just get a single headshot and the next body shot will count as a headshot, continuing the chain of this talent and everything else surrounding it. And then for the backpack, we have the gift, which is the perfect Vigilance Providence backpack. We get the headshot damage on the brand bonus, weapon damage, crit chance, and headshot damage rolled with the headshot damage mod. And of course, everyone knows how good Vigilance is on damage builds, and so we get the increased 25% damage as long as we are not taking damage, and that comes back after 3 seconds. To help make sure Vigilance stays up as much as it can, and just in general, I'm running the decoy on this build. It just helps really well to take the heat off of yourself so you can get those quick shots in. And again, because you can one-shot almost any ad, even on heroic, in the body, even half a second of their attention on the decoy is going to help you a ton, so I definitely recommend that. And then I just have the revive hut because I like it for my style of play. Lastly, the specialization, can't think of anything else to recommend other than the sharpshooter. You get extra headshot damage for marksman rifles, obviously works really well here, and you get the 45% headshot damage scope that you can put on here to increase your headshot damage even more. And the last thing I'll show you is that my total amount of headshot damage on the White Death is 348.5%. Basically, as much headshot damage as you can get on your build is going to help you out more and more to make sure that Determined does its job, and this is what this build is doing, so it's really great. Alright everybody, that is a look at the build. Again, a super basic template that I definitely encourage you to take and make it your own, make some modifications, tune it to how you like it, and some gameplay to go with it. Determined is back. They've made the reversion from how it was, post the change in Season 11. They've changed it back to how it originally was, and it's super fun. I know there were a lot of people who were very bummed out when they did change it, so hopefully, if you didn't know already, this video informs you, and you can go out and enjoy Determined once again, because it is great for all types of content in the game. Like you see, I usually play with control points, but whether it's in missions, whatever the content you may want to do, usually it can fit in really well. And like I said, tons of fun. Let me know your thoughts on both the setup and the fact that Determined is back. What sorts of builds did you use it with back then? What do you want to make now and incorporate it into? And are you surprised that the devs went back on their decision and returned Determined to its former glory? Whatever your thoughts are, leave them down below and I'll be super curious to hear them. I'll let a bit more gameplay run just so you can see the full power and carnage that Determined can unleash. But other than that, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.
Reinforcements en route. Heavily armored hostile detected. Detecting additional hostile contacts.